This episode of Up to Speed is brought to you by Squarespace. Have I got a story for you? I was driving home from a late night on the mountain, flying down the two-gate, drifting the turns like the drift king that I am, when suddenly I spotted some headlights in my rear view, and they were coming fast. I clutch-kicked my car around the bend to shake the little Challenger off, but I just couldn't lose it. It's sliding right behind me. Is that an 8.6? I'm the number 2 driver of the Akagi Red Suns, goddammit! I slow for a turn, but the punchy Corolla passes me? Doesn't the driver even know this road? After this slow right is a sharp left. There's a ravine on the other side. He's gotta hit his brakes. To my amazement, the 8.6 flicks its tail from one side of the road to the other with ease. The pulsing Eurobeat ends, and I am left with the sight of the white hatchback leaving me behind. You know what the this is. This is everything you need to know to get up to speed on the Toyota AE86. Hachi-Roku, mother. What makes the AE86 so cool is that for a long time, it wasn't. While everyone in the world was drooling over the big dogs, the Skyline GTR, the RX-7, the NSX, the Supra, the Corolla was riding its own wave. Other cars have more power, other cars are better looking. Even in Toyota's own line, the Corolla was the underdog. The Celica Supra was at the top, the MR2 was the weird spaceship little brother, and the AE86 was just happy to be there, knowing it would blow people's minds if given the chance. Back in the 70s, you either bought American or maybe German or British because A, there wasn't anything else, and B, it was basically your duty as an American. America! But all of a sudden there were these Japanese brands, Datsun, Honda, Toyota, and their cars were good. The Japanese saw the weak points in other brands and designed their cars to avoid them. It might have been scary at the time, but if you bought something Japanese like a Toyota, you could expect it to be reliable, well-engineered, and most importantly, affordable. The Corolla had been all of those things for nearly 17 years. When first introduced, the Corolla was the smallest car in Toyota's US lineup and maintained a rear-wheel drive layout until the early 80s. But Toyota couldn't ignore the benefits of front-wheel drive any longer. It was more efficient, freed up interior space, and was cheaper to build. So in 1984, Toyota released a front-wheel drive Corolla.
Everything keeps going right, Toyota.
That's what the Corolla is until this day. So there you have it. Everything you need to know to get up to speed on the Sorry, oh yeah, I forgot. Even though there was a front-wheel drive version, Toyota also kept building a rear-wheel drive version using totally different layouts and platforms under the same name. On top of that, the rear-wheel drive version also had 2 versions, a 2-door coupe and a 3-door liftback. And then there were 2 styles of each, the Levin, which had fixed headlights, and the Trueno, oh, that was Trueno. And the Trueno, which had pop-up headlights. So this rear-wheel drive Corolla would be its swan song, the ultimate culmination of everything great about the Corolla. So what do we call it? Well, it'll be powered by a 4A engine. It's an E-Code chassis, an E80 to be exact, and it'll be the 6 variant. Oh, I've got it. AE86 Corolla Ultimate Form.
Wait, it's over 9.
Toyota restyled the Corolla's coupe and liftback bodies and dropped one of their best engines ever, one of the best engines ever under the hood, the 4A GE. This fun-size 4-banger was designed with 2 things in mind: powering small cars like the 86 and racing. It had a cast iron block for strength, an aluminum head to add lightness, and a red line of $7.5 grand. Do you know what that sounds like? Do you? Imagine your neighbor's a beekeeper making honey in his backyard. One afternoon, you sneak back there, you want to taste just a little bitty taste that sweet, sweet, nasty goo. You open up a hive to grab some of that sweet honeycomb, but it turns out he's not raising bees. They're chainsaw, and they are pissed! Sounds like that. The 4A GE only made 128 horsepower, but the 8.6 had a curb weight of around about 2,300 pounds. The car had superb balance too, meaning the weight was evenly distributed between each wheel. The result was super predictable and agile handling. To get the power to the ground, the 8.6 didn't use fancy independent rear suspension. This thing's gotta be affordable. A member? It had a live rear axle, like a f***ing muscle car. This made doing fast skids super easy and pretty unavoidable. The AE86 had no business being as good as it was. It's a holy union of driving excellence. The 8.6 was driven in pretty much every kind of racing you can imagine. There were 8.6 racing leagues. It raced in the British Touring Car Championship and won that whole series twice. And despite being two-wheel drive, the 8.6 was also a killer rally car. But above the rest, there is one sport the AE86 is most famous for. Ever heard of drifting? The Corolla's small size and snappy handling made it perfect for charging down the mountains of Japan. A young man named Keiichi Tsuchiya would drive these roads every day in his own AE86. He didn't have the money to race professionally, so Keiichi honed his skills on the mountain. And the kid was a natural. Keiichi's sweet drift moves made him unbeatable on the mountain, and he gained a huge underground following. Just like me. Spending all your time drifting on snowy mountain roads without killing yourself makes you a pretty good driver. But would sloshing around on a mountain make you that much better on track? Yeah, Keiichi was so good, he got sponsored to race professionally immediately. He started winning so much that he was like, if I keep winning this much, people are gonna get bored. And if people get bored, they're not gonna watch me race. So he started drifting turns. He gave them the old razzle dazzle, and the fans freaking loved it. It's like he took a 5-minute phone call in the middle of a 4Runner video. Even while he was racing, he spent his free time on the mountain. Keiichi was enough of a star that he convinced some sponsors to give him some money to make a little short film of his oversteering exploits. This film is called Plusby. And it's like a legit art film. Like, it's not just a drift tape, it's art. The video took the car world by storm, just like me. People were like, what? The is going on? It was basically the velvet underground of drift tapes. Without Plusby, there would be no Gymkhana, no Fast and Furious, no Donut, no me. Toyota ended production of the AE86 in 1987 with almost no changes over the course of its life. In 2009, Toyota revealed the FT86 concept, developed in partnership with Subaru. It was a 2-door, 4-cylinder, rear-wheel drive coupe inspired by the 8.6. Hail the king, baby. In the States, it was released under 2 names, the Subaru BRZ and the Scion FRS, but in Japan, it was called the Toyota 8.6, just like the AE86. It didn't have a ton of power, but it was light and it liked to drift like its daddy, just like me. It's ironic that the sport the 8.6 helped create is the reason you can't afford one anymore. The drift tax is a real thing. The new 8.6 is a love letter to the age when the old 8.6 flourished. A time when people wanted a no-frills daily driver that was also fun to drive, just like Jessica. Maybe that time is gone, but if the revived interest in the AE86 is anything to go by, people will want a simple, reliable, tofu-delivering underdog for a long, long time. This episode of Up to Speed is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a domain, website, or online store, make it with Squarespace. Do it! If you don't have a website in this day and age, you are playing yourself. Don't play yourself, get a website. The easiest way to do that is with Squarespace, using their amazing templates. You can create a beautiful website with their all-in-one platform. You don't have to install anything on your computer even. You never have to upgrade. It's not annoying, it's the opposite of annoying. Helpful, agreeable, pleasant, welcome. All of those words describe Squarespace. They even have 24/7 customer service. Are you kidding me? Already have a website? Well, Squarespace makes it easy to transfer your existing domain so you don't have to give up byjamespumphreylambo.com. You can just move it on over to Squarespace and make it even better. You can also use Squarespace to sell products online and manage your inventory easily. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/donutmedia to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Get a website, you moron! Support Squarespace because Squarespace supports us. Squarespace, don't play yourself. Get a website with Squarespace. If you guys make a website with Squarespace, let me know what it is, and I swear I will go to it. BuyJamesPumphreyLambo.com. I want to see it. Click on the link below! That's everything you need to know to get up to speed on the Toyota AE86. What's your favorite? Are you 11 fan or a Trueno fan? Do you like Initial D? Would you ever swap an SR20 into an 86? I wouldn't. I would do like ITBs, make it real loud. We got merch up again. Shop.donut.media. That is shop.donut.media. Get yourself a shirt. Monday, we got Wheelhouse, hosted by my protege, Nolan Sykes. Tuesday, we got Matt Fields Drift Corvette build. It's insane. Friday, we have the bestest. It's ranking and listing all cool shit. It's the best. Send me $1 for Lambo, 2238 Purdue Avenue, Los Angeles, California, 90064. Follow me on Instagram at James Pumphrey. If I get to 25,000 followers, I will pick one of you at random and send you something weird, something friggin' weird. We've had haters for the first time in comments, and I really appreciate you guys. I love you guys. You're all car boys. You're all car girls. I love you.